YMC is an independent student body formed under the patronage of DOST office, IIT Madras. It comprises of a group of students who are interested in the yoga meditation teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda, author of Autobiography of a Yogi. We have our esteemed YSS monk with us, Swami Pavitrananda Giri. Now I request Professor Raghukant, our faculty advisor, to come on stage and present our esteemed guests with a bouquet of flowers as a token of our gratitude. Swamiji grew up in Malaysia, where he completed his BA in economics, specializing in public administration. He served in the Malaysian Administrative Service with distinction as an Undersecretary to the Ministry of Defense for the Malaysian Navy for 10 years. Traveling extensively in Europe, the USA, and Southeast Asia. For context, to get into this position, he gave the civil service examination in Malaysia, which is similar to the civil services exam conducted by UPSC in India. But it was nearly impossible for him to get in because it's highly competitive. For his pioneering work in the Malaysian Navy, he was invited by the US military to study resource management. He graduated with honors from the US Naval Academy in California, USA. Swamiji read Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda in 1989 and was attracted to the teachings there. In 1993, Swamiji was considering pursuing graduate studies at the University of California at Los Angeles. Instead, he chose to join the monastic path of the Yogoda Satsanga Society of India, founded by Paramahansa Yogananda. Swamiji has served in YSS ashrams in various capacities, including on the board of directors, the YSS editorial and publications department, and training new monks. Swamiji has been a monk for over 30 years and has travelled all over India to disseminate Paramahansa Yoganandaji's Kriya Yoga teachings. Please join me in welcoming Swami Pavitrananda Ji on the stage.
Namaskar. Good evening, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you. Whenever I come to this campus, I always feel very, you can say, there is some strong positive energy. And also, I see so many young students here, and I see brilliant minds. And that reminds me of my days when I was studying in the Malaysian University. And I found this place is like a paradise. You have deers walking freely. You know, I'm so thrilled. You are so fortunate to be, you have earned this, to come here and pursue your education and at the same time live in a very beautiful environment. And I wanted to thank the Yogananda Meditation Circle for inviting me to give this talk today. And I was given a title, Bridging Hearts and Minds, a Guide to Healthy Interpersonal Dynamics. So I know all of us, or most of us, all of us have a mind and also we have a heart. So today's talk, I'm trying to balance both. How we can find an equilibrium between the heart side and the mind side. So I will start with a story. I am, as was told by our moderator, that I was assigned to train all the new monks in the ashram. So it's a very challenging responsibility. I have to be their father. My father means discipline, right? And I have to be their mother. Mother means love. So it's a dual role that I have to play. One side, my mind is saying something, and other side, my heart is saying something. So I'm going to share what I have gone through in the last 30 years as a monastic, how one can balance these two things that is within us, at the same time live a harmonious and successful life. That's the theme of the talk. One of the monks that I was training, suddenly he asked me, when are you taking us for an outing? Regularly, once a month, we go for an outing to the nearby waterfall. And I have not done it for last 2 months, so he was reminding me. And he went beyond reminding me, he started nagging me. Every time you will ask, when are you taking me for the outing? And finally I said, no, I have to do it. So I asked permission, I was granted. The day we were leaving, the morning at 8 o'clock, everyone was in the vehicle. He was missing. This monk who was nagging me to go for an outing, he was missing. And naturally, I was, you can say I was a bit disappointed, because for him only I arranged this outing, right? And he is not there. So I went to his room. I knocked his door and I said, are you not coming for the outing? His one reply was, no. He didn't even open the door. I was so angry, I would have broken the door and I could have pulled him out and bashed him. I was really angry. But then I thought, no, I must wait. Let me go for the outing. I'll come back. I'll be in a calmer mind. I'll talk to him. Then I'll find out why he has not come for the outing. So I went for the outing, came back. Then I met him in the ashram. Then I asked him, why, my approach was to understand why he did not come. And he told me that that night, one night before, he got a call from his home and he got news that his uncle passed away of a heart attack. And he told me he is very close to his uncle. And he said, Swamiji, I was so sad. How can I come for an outing and enjoy? And I might spoil the outing that all of you are going. I just could not go anywhere. I was so much in sadness, remembering all the good things that my uncle has done. Now I ask you a question. Earlier I was angry, then I paused, I came, I was trying to understand, I asked him, and now after I listened to him, what was the mindset, my mindset? Can you guess? Sympathy, correct. I was sympathizing. I was feeling so sad for his loss, his uncle who suddenly passed away. I said, okay, what is his name? Okay, let me go to Guruji's room and pray for his departed soul. So I learned something in this incident, that anything that happens, there must be a reason. We have to pause first. After we pause, we must try to understand why this person is doing like that. And then we can choose an action. And then once we choose an action, we act. And I go one step further. After I act, I review and see whether that was a good action or not. And remember that between what happens to us and our response, there is a gap. And in the gap, we have the freedom to choose our actions, our response. And we should choose wisely, something that will bring the maximum benefit. And remember, there is a difference between act and react. React means you are emotionally caught by the event and your action will hurt somebody. When you act rightly, it is good. So another thing is, you must act with responsibility. The word responsibility, you divide the word, you respond with the ability and you have the choice and you choose the right thing to do. So that is very important. I will read this, which is very useful. Every time you build your emotional life on the weakness of others, you give your power away to their weaknesses, so that your emotional life is a product of how they treat you. You disempower yourself and empower the weakness of others. So you're giving the power, they can influence you. You got the point. Don't get them to empower you. You have to take control. As I mentioned to you earlier, remember, no one can hurt you without your consent. Don't allow anyone to hurt you. Don't allow anyone to remove the power of your choice to respond to somebody's action which you didn't like. Okay? Now, can you guess why somebody is behaving badly to you? Can you help me? What could be the reason? Why somebody is so sarcastic, somebody is so inimical, and somebody who's very, he hates us, and somebody always scolding us, somebody is not treating us properly. What could be the reason? Help me, please. Okay, we made a mistake, some more. Okay, they have past trauma, correct, some more? Jealousy, yes. We don't live to their expectation, correct? Yeah, that's a correct one. Okay, good. See, I put all this into one category, ignorant. They don't know what they're doing. If they know, they will not do it. Am I right? They are ignorant. Something is causing the ignorance. We just have to forgive them. And also, they are immature. They have not developed. They're big size, but mentally, they are just not developed, immature. And their perceptions are always flawed. So we must give allowance. We must give allowance so that doesn't affect us. We know, okay, he is so immature, let me not bother. And also it could be, there is a law of karma. It works. So we have to just give a discount for that also. And also upbringing. How was he brought up in his family? So as what one of you said, the past life drama, that could be also a reason. And also, I remember reading one story, this lady who always wants to buy one particular brand of, say, Sony. And she buys a Sony fridge, Sony television, Sony radio. And then once she wanted to buy a Sony microwave. Her husband got furious. He is an electrical engineer, and he knows that Toshiba or some other brand was better than Sony. He said, you buy this brand. I know this is better than Sony. She said, no, you get me Sony. And finally, he scolded her. Why you always buy this product only? She didn't say anything. But the husband finally wanted to make the wife happy. He finally bought Sony microwave and delivered. Then that night he asked her, darling, if you don't mind, why you always buying this Sony product? This is a true story. And then she said, look, during the Great Depression, 1932, right? You know that? There was a Great Depression in the USA, and many were starving, and many died of starvation. And his father was retrenched from the company, and he was employed by the company Sony. And he was told to sell one Sony product per day. If he sells one product, he can bring food for 7 in the family. 7 people. So that girl, now she's a married woman. She said, I prayed every day that my father sells this Sony product. And Sony is the company that saved my family from starvation and death. So I have a little bit of a gratitude for they gave my father a job. See, there must be a reason why somebody is behaving. We have to wait. We have to try to understand. So we have to give time. When you give time, you understand. When you understand, you become compassionate. and the problem is removed from your mind. Okay? And if somebody has hurt you, has done something bad against you, you have three choices you can do. One is you can express your anger, right? What could be the second one? Anyone can guess? Yeah, you can suppress also. You just pretend nothing has happened, but internally you are really, not happy. You are very unhappy. And you suppress. But when you suppress, what happens? It affects you mentally, physically. And the third one, anyone can guess?
Avoid the situation.
Huh?
Avoid the situation.
Avoid the situation. That's also fine. Good. One more try.
Forgive and forget.
Yes. You have a choice to forgive. I'm telling you, it's the most powerful quality. If you can forgive, you can be in peace. Now, when you forgive somebody, who benefits? We benefit. Because we have released the hurt from our heart, from our mind. And we are so free. We are liberated. I remember once one young boy like you, brilliant. Suddenly he met me in the ashram. He asked me, Swamiji, are you liberated? I was like, nobody asked me for the last 45 years. And this young student asked me a direct question, are you liberated? I was stunned. I was struggling. How do I answer him? And then I paused. I went inside myself. And then I told him, yes, I am liberated. I had this bad habit. I'm liberated from that bad habit. I had this bad emotions. I'm liberated from that emotions. I had these bad thoughts. I'm liberated from bad thoughts. So I say that I have been like this. I have come like this. And this process where I have gone through these 45 years following Paramahansa Yogananda's teaching, I have liberated myself from so many things. I have become a better person. All the darkness of my heart is gone. I brought light inside me. I brought the good qualities inside me. I decided, there is a saying, identity-based personality. I said, I want to be a good person. I want to be a loving person. Whenever I get a choice, I choose, like when you coming up, you can come by lift and also by the... And if I decided that I'm going to be the healthy person, I will take the lift or the staircase. Staircase. Identity. So whenever we are faced with this situation, where there is some emotional involved, where there's a heart, there is a mind, there is a heart, you have to balance and choose. And if you identified yourself as a good person, you can forgive. That's your identity. You forgive. And as what he said, you forget also. Okay, I'll tell you one story. There was this, before that, can I tell a joke? Yeah. See what happened, this person used to go to the cemetery. And he used to see next to his wife's tomb, there was one more tombstone which had written RIP TWMA. Normally you see it will be RIP. You know what is RIP? But this tomb had a difference. Somebody, male had died. That is his graveyard. T had a TWMA. He was curious. What is this 4 letters extra? So he waited. One day, one lady came with a bunch of flower. Maybe it was the death anniversary of her husband. Then she laid, and he was there next. And then he asked, Madam, if you don't mind, I just want to check with you why you have added TWMA. Then she said, this is for my husband. rest in peace till we meet again. Okay? So she still has that grudge, if you come, I'll meet you again and I'll take care of you. So we have to release this anger. And there is a saying, you will always be a victim until you forgive. And also, I read somewhere, it isn't the snake bite that does the serious damage. You know what does the serious damage? It's chasing the snake that drives the poison to the heart. You're thinking, why he did this to me? How can he do? Poisoning yourself. Don't let it happen. Just forgive, forget, and pray and give it to God. Let Him take care. There's a law of karma. It will work. Let it happen. Let it go. And there is so much hunger for forgiveness. I'll tell you one story. There was this boy. His name was Paco. He had a fight with his father. He ran away from home. And then his father was missing him. Then finally he put an advertisement in the local newspaper. This happened in Spain, in a newspaper saying, "Dear Paco, meet me in front of this newspaper office at noon. All is forgiven. I love you, your dad." Next day, he went to the newspaper office. He was standing there. Can you guess how many young boys by the name of Paco were standing there? Just guess. More than 500. 800 boys by the... this story when I read, I said, oh my God, so many people are waiting for forgiveness. There's so much hunger, the need for forgiveness. So, now, my question to you is there anyone who's waiting for your forgiveness? Let's do a small exercise. Sit straight and then remember or think of this person who you had problem forgiving. Close your eyes. Think of the person you had problem forgiving and then just release him. Forgive him. Let him go from your heart. Okay, you can open your eyes. Because why I did this exercise? Because it brings peace. We cannot avoid conflict in this world where we coexist with so many different types of personality. So we need to try as much as we can to forgive. Now I have a question. Can you guess one magic word that if you use it, it brings people together. It brings harmony. It's a quiz. Yeah. Correct. Sorry. It's a magic word, I'm telling you. Use it as much as you can. And it's wonderful. Once I had a quarrel with another monk, and he did wrong. I was right. That is for sure. I checked with the senior Swami. He said, yeah, you are right. He was wrong. Then I said, Swamiji, but I need his relationship because I have to work with him together. And I want harmony. Then I said, Swami, should I tell sorry to him? Isn't that it's a weakness in me? He laughed at me. He said, no. Those who can say sorry, they are strong. They value the relationship. And they want harmony. So, if you don't want to go openly in front of him and to say sorry, there are other ways you can say sorry. Can you guess? Write a letter. Some more? Present, yeah, send a present. Some more? You always carry it in your pocket. What's that? Message. Why not? Hey, I'm so sorry. And when I went back to him and I told him, hey, I'm so sorry. I think I made a mistake. You know what he told me? Why are you saying sorry? I made the mistake. If I had not uttered the word sorry, he would have not confessed that he was wrong. It brought us together. So this is a magic word that you have to use as much as you can to bring harmony. Now I'll tell you one story. You all like stories? No? Yes? Okay, you can. This is a story of two brothers. They were living together in a farm and they were so helping each other. And suddenly there was a fight and their houses were, in one plot, one on the right, one on the left. There was a piece of property in between. So when they had the fight, the younger brother dug a huge trench between their houses. That means he's telling his elder brother, don't come this side. Correct? And then the elder brother got very angry. He called a carpenter to build a fence, a wall. And the carpenter came, he gave him all the thing. He wanted to build a wall like this. Okay? And he said, I'm going to the town to buy some material. You get this fence wall completed. I don't want to see my younger brother's face and his family. But when the elder brother came back, what did he saw? He saw a bridge was built. I mean, this is a concrete bridge, but he built a wooden bridge. And he was so angry, he was scolding the carpenter. While he was scolding, his younger brother thought, oh, my elder brother is reaching out to me. So he has mended and he's built a bridge for me to cross over. He came running and he pranamed at his brother's feet and he said, I'm sorry, I offended you, I hurt you. And they hugged each other and they lived happily. I liked this story very, very much. Can anyone guess why? What is unique in this story? Yeah. What do you want to make? You want to make a bridge or a wall? Please answer. You want to build a bridge or a wall? And I tell you, every bridge is important. Don't ever destroy any bridge. You don't know when you need to cross that bridge. Relationship, I'm talking about relationship. Everything is important. So you have to give importance to the relationships. Keep the bridge. Don't ever build walls. Never build walls. Okay? Next. Now, I have a question. What type of people can say sorry? I'll give you some clues. Is someone who's very egoistic? Yes or no? Is somebody pride and arrogant? Somebody who's super sensitive, immature? He cannot. So, I'll give you another answer. Is somebody who's humble, can he say sorry? Yes. See, that's one more quality we have to develop. Humbleness. Humbleness is so important. When you become humble, you become simple. You become contented. You become harmonious. You become very peaceful. And you can easily say sorry. I'll just tell you one joke. See what happened. In this ashram, one disciple went to the Guru and he said, "O enlightened one, take me to the realm of perfect peace." Then the Guru looked at the disciple and replied, if I take you to that realm, it will no longer be peaceful. So, so I liked this joke because the Guru was very honest. Okay, now another question. In what condition do you think humbleness can grow, humbleness can thrive, humbleness can be nurtured? I will give you a clue. It starts with L. Love. A loving person is very humble. Take, for example, our own mother. So loving. And so humble in relationship with us. So, and love is very important in our relationship with others. It's more of a heart than a mind. So you have to nurture, you have to grow love. And love can grow only how? Is love a noun or an adjective or what? It's a verb. You have to act. You have to act. Never ever pass the opportunity to express love to those who are close to you. Okay? When you act in love, you are actually growing that love in you. I will just share with you one incident. It happened in Chennai last year, October, just before the Diwali. I had been in Chennai. I visited somebody, and that devotee put me in a paid taxi, and I was going back to where I am staying. And I saw the taxi driver very young and handsome. And I was sitting behind. He was driving. Then I looked at him and I say, "Oh, you're so handsome and young." But he turned back with such sorrow in his face and he said, "Swamiji, what is the use? For 18 years I am suffering. I have 2 kids and both my parents are dependent on me. I have to support them and my wife. It's a struggle, Swamiji. I have not bought a dress for last 8 years. Whenever I go to the supermarket or any shop, I want to buy something for me. I remember my 2 sons, my wife, my parents. How can I buy for myself? I buy for them and I don't buy. I'm using the same old dress." And then I was like, then I said, "Are you not going for Diwali?" He said, "No, how can I go? I don't have money. I don't have anything to buy for them for Diwali. I'm not going to go." Then I said, "Where do you live in Chennai?" Then he paused and then he said, "Swamiji, I tell lies to others, but I cannot lie to you. I tell others I live in KK Nagar, but the truth is I live in this car only. For 5 years, I am living in this car. You look behind, you see my clothes. I park the car near a public toilet and I just take shower and I sleep in the car." I was like, oh my God, what a life he is going through. Then when I reached my destination, I told him, "Look, let me help you." He refused. No, Swamiji, I want your prayers. No, I say, "No, I have money. I want you to buy something for your children, for your wife, and for your parents. Take this money." I had a lot of money I was carrying. I gave it to him. And he started crying. He said, "Swamiji, because of people like you, maybe that's why I am alive and moving around." Why I'm sharing this incident which happened last year? That was an act of love. I could have just sat in the car and some driver is going, and I asked him, I talked to him, I felt the need. I had the means. Why not help him? That's my love for anyone, everyone who needs help. Okay? And also, always remember, when there is love, there is peace, there is joy, there is happiness. Do you agree? You see, a happy family is loving family. Very loving family. And you can make it happen. Why wait for others? Why not you? You make the difference. It's possible. Is it possible? It's possible. You have to act. You have to act. Don't miss the opportunity. Okay? And our life, there are two sides. One is material. What is the other one? Spiritual. Both are important. Both are important. Now, I was in, you can put the next slide. I was in one national forest in Malaysia. I was traveling. Inside, took a guide and it's a 110 years old forest. So not 10 years, 110 million years old forest. Huge trees were there. And I was traveling and I was going inside. Then I saw one particular tree had fallen down. So I asked the guide, why only this tree is falling down in this forest? He laughed. He said, Swamiji, this tree has a character. It wants to grow tall all the time and forgets to put the roots. When a strong wind comes, it hits the tree and the tree falls. Because why? There's no strong roots. I learned a lesson from that incident. Now my question is, can you see the roots? You can't. Invisible. But do you agree it is essential? It's fundamentally required? Yes or no? Yes. But we ignore it. We only want to grow big and strong, but forgetting that the roots are the one that is holding the tree straight and upright. The roots are the one that is supplying the nutrient. So what I learned from this incident is I must grow both. I must grow up. I must grow deep also. Up is the material. The deep roots are my spiritual. You cannot see spiritual. You can see a bank account. I have so many crores of rupees. But difficult to know what I have inside my heart. The love, the forgiveness, the understanding, the care, the unselfishness, humbleness, you cannot see. Am I right? I have a big house, very Mercedes-Benz car. You can see. The moment you neglect the spiritual part, one strong wind comes, you are uprooted. You are finished. But if your roots are strong, your branch can break. You might break the trunk also. It will still stand upright and you can grow back. So what I am trying to say, YMC is here to help you grow the roots. You need the roots. I'm not saying that ignore the top part. No. You need both. You need both. So remember this. Don't neglect. And next illustration that once in a king's palace, suddenly one demon appeared with 3 skulls. And the demon told the court that if anyone cannot solve the problem, that is, you have to find out from the 3 skulls which is the good one. I'll kill and eat all of you. Nobody wants to make the mistake. But one of the minister comes forward, he takes a straw and then he puts the first skull's right here and the straw comes to the left ear, and he tells this is not a good skull. Then he goes to the second skull, he puts, it comes out in the mouth. He said this is not a good skull. Third one, he puts in the right ear, the straw, and it doesn't come out anywhere. He says this is a good skull. And the Rajasha, the demon was very upset because that's the right answer. And it just vanished, it disappeared. And all of them were saved. Now, I just wanted to find out from you, what is the message here? What is it been conveying? First one is that the first skull is listening and then, boom, gone. Nothing is. Second one, you listen, you tell everybody, oh, this was good, this was good. You study and you tell us, but you don't apply it. But the third one is something that you take in, you absorb, you apply in your life. That brings the change. So which skull you all belong to? First, second, third? Good, third. So you see, knowledge will come from all angles. And don't think that you are here not by coincidence. You are here for a specific, I am here for a specific reason. Not all can come here. Those who come here, they are chosen to hear some message and apply that and change your life. Now, show wait, don't show the next slide. I'll give you the one more illustration. You're walking in the forest. Suddenly one tiger appears in front of you. What will you do? You run, right? You run, or you want to pray, maybe you want to pray, or you stand still. Some more? Anything else? Punch his nose. Play dead. But whatever you do, the final outcome is you are killed by the tiger and you're gone. Now, next slide. A tiger attacks you. What he is holding in his left hand? A gun. Now you can shoot the tiger, you can shoot in the air, or you can shoot the leg of the tiger. And here, who runs? Tiger runs. So the scenario has changed. What is extra in this second scenario? The gun. So we have to see, the moral of this illustration is, in life, the tigers are worries, anxiety, fear, all that comes to destroy our happiness, our peace of mind. They come suddenly, unannounced, and we are not prepared. And we are gone. We are gone. We become victim. Now here, the second slide, the gun here means that you have developed something inside you: calmness, peace, ability to think clearly, courage, faith, surrender, love, understanding, forgiveness. Anything that comes, you have a tool, a weapon to handle it. Now, my question is, how do we get these tools or weapons? How? Where do we get all these things that I mentioned? Peace, calmness, stillness, courage, faith, fearlessness, understanding, forgiveness. Where? You have some store here in the campus? Huh? They sell? In Chennai, they are selling this? Where? Yeah, you're almost there.
It's in the mind.
The mind, yes. Yeah. It comes from meditation. It comes from meditation. I'll go to the little bit about the power of meditation. See, I have practiced it for 45 years and I know it has the power to change us positively, change us becoming a better person, a divine person, a loving person, a caring person. And what happened most of the time, show that circle. Most of the time you see we are in two circles. One is circle of concern, one is circle of influence. Which is bigger? Concern. Because we're worried about this, we're worried about that. And then the circle of influence becomes very small. You become subject to all the anxiety, fear, worries, everything. Circle of concern is like it is raining outside. You have to go to your hostel. Now you're worried, why it is raining, oh, what is this? And you're worried about all this. Circle of influence, you take an umbrella and walk. You have the control, you have the power. And you show the next slide. What happens? Most of us are putting all the circle of concern and reducing the circle of influence. And show the next one. What is happening here? Which is becoming bigger now? Circle of influence. We have to increase our circle of influence. How? And I'll tell you that. Yes, you can read a lot of good books, management books, motivational books. Yes, I would say in addition, meditation. It is so powerful. What happens when you meditate? You find that there are so many hidden qualities inside you which were waiting to be tapped. And then you can bring them out. When I said about forgiveness, love, courage, faith, understanding, they are all within us, waiting to be discovered. And the discovery happens through meditation. It's like the fossil fuel, buried deep underground, and you have to drill down. And here, when you say meditation, you have to drill beyond your mind, you have to drill beyond your body, you have to drill beyond your emotion, you have to drill beyond your thoughts. And there, right below, you will hit the soul which has all the qualities that we need to have a peaceful, harmonious life. And you will discover the beauty inside you. And science has proven something. You all are science students. Science has proven something that meditation changes the brain cells beneficially. You're able to think clearly. You're able to decide rightly. And you have the ability to act correctly. And you become successful. You become so concentrated. So meditation has that power. I'm not talking from book reading. I'm talking from a personal life of 45 years. It has the power to change us. So I know some of you are coming here for the guided meditation. Come. And also, remember, we are discovering, you all are doing so much research. Yes, we are discovering what is outside, externally. But who will discover what we are? Who we are? Why we are here? Where do we go after death? Where is the answer? We have to find the answer. And meditation helps you to find the answer. And I read this is beautiful. This is a quote from Sir Francis Bacon. It is a sad fate for a man to die too well known to everybody else and still unknown to himself. We don't know who we are. Meditation tells you who you are. Meditation tells you what you can become, potential. Give time. You give and you see. I guarantee you, I'll sign a agreement, that if it doesn't bring benefit, I will pay compensation. Whatever damage you want, you can ask me, I'll pay. It brings, this is called self-realization. Who you are, self-realization. You realize who you are. Okay? This warrior, very ferocious, very, he has conquered many countries. One day he was passing through a forest and he happened to see an ashram. He walked there and he saw a guru and he went to the guru and he said, "Hey, show me, explain to me," very arrogantly, without any sense of courtesy, telling the God-realized saint, "Tell me, explain to me the meaning of heaven and hell." The guru looked at him, "You murderer, you arrogant fella, what audacity you have to ask me to explain the meaning of hell and heaven. Get lost from here." Was the warrior angry or not? He was never treated like that before. People used to scare of him. He took the knife to cut the head of the guru. While he was swinging, the guru looked at him and said, "Behold," what? Hell. The warrior was stunned. He stopped the swing. He dropped the sword. He fell at the feet of the guru because he realized the guru was teaching him. Anger is hell. Killing people is hell. He's trying to show him that. And then he asked for forgiveness. He was crying. "You showed me the meaning of hell. Thank you. You risked your life. I would have cut your head." Then the guru took him up and hugged him and looked at him and looked into his eyes, smiled and said, "Behold what? Behold heaven." I like this story, We can live in heaven or we can live in, choice is ours. So we have to create heaven. We have to create heaven wherever we go. Whatever we do, we should bring that heavenly feeling here and now. Not after we are dead and gone. Now, here. Do you think it is possible? It is possible. You can. Don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss. If others are not creating heaven, you create. But first you must know how to live in heaven. First you have to change yourself. And as I was mentioning to you, meditation is one of the ways where you experience the heavenly happiness, the joy, the peace, the calmness, and that expanded consciousness that you have that power to live in heaven. And you bring heaven here, now, wherever you are placed. Okay? With that, I want to conclude. Look, why I told all these other stories and all the points and brought everything in to show that we have a heart, we have a mind. And if you want to have a harmonious, happy life, now and in the future, you have to balance them. And to balance them, you need a technique. You need a guide. You need someone who will tell you how to do it. And you have to find, because you have a free choice. You are a free agent. You choose. You find where I can get it. And wherever God guides you, you choose and you live happily, successfully, harmoniously with all whoever comes in your company, in your presence. With that, I thank you for patiently listening to this talk. And I pray that each one of you can, my only appeal is give love, give understanding, give forgiveness, give the good qualities in you to be manifested. Opportunities will come. Don't bypass them. Do it.